So how would you assess how the first 4 games for you have gone, your first NFL season? Are you happy with where you're at progress-wise, personally?
Yeah, it's exciting. I didn't really have an image of how the first quarter of the season was going to go. I was just going to go out there and try to support the team as much as possible. Feel like I'm doing that. Feel like I'm getting better. More experience, better things get. So looking forward to this next game.
In terms of making all the calls, if you're out there and have to do that, are you totally comfortable with that aspect of an NFL playbook in terms of making calls as a safety would?
Yeah.
What maybe surprised you about facing NFL offenses compared to when you were at Oregon facing college offenses?
I think NFL offenses, like the aspect of them going to the sideline and like changing the plays and then coming back and attacking our defenses. Like I think I like football, so it fascinates me that they're able to make in-game adjustments just like that, and then us too, making in-game adjustments. So I think that part for me is like really exciting.
Fire more of you maybe during the week in terms of film study and just kind of being more mentally prepared for whatever game plan you might throw your way.
Yeah, definitely. I feel challenged to really hone in on film study, paying attention. I talked to somebody like a long time ago about Bobby Wagner and how he was like he's always in the film, like always paying attention, always looking at the little details, and so I try to do that as much as possible to try to get the advantage.
Jalen Phillips. Go ahead.
No, I was just curious, how much film study did you personally do, or maybe like did you do at Oregon? Because I've talked to some former college players when they come to the NFL as rookies, and they're like, we didn't really do too much. We just kind of came for game week, and we had a game plan, and we tried to practice and whatnot. But how much film study did you do?
We did a lot of film study. Coach Keith Hayward, he's at Cal now, but he was my safeties coach, and Cristobal. They were great on really making sure that we knew what we wanted to do, knew the game plan, things like that. So everybody had iPads. We could watch films at home. I lived with 3 other safeties, or 2 other safeties and a running back. So we always did like film study together on both sides of the ball. So yeah.
Jalen Phillips made an interesting point earlier in the week. He said, "I'm 22 years old. Tom Brady has played in the NFL for 22 years." Kind of put things in perspective for me. Do you have any memories or recollections as a youngster, sort of watching him?
I mean, obviously, I'm 21, so like, he was in the league as long as I've been born. Since I've been watching football, Tom Brady has been, the top quarterback in the league. So to be able to go out there on the field and play against him, I think it's pretty dope. But yeah, trying to game plan and whatnot, he's Tom Brady, so I'm excited.
Yeah, I mean, obviously he's 44 or so years old. What stands out to you about what makes him special?
Well, I'm not going to get into any detail or anything like that, but just know that when I'm watching the film, I'm just like, there's a reason why he's, the number 1 quarterback for, the whole gist of the whole board. So he covers all the boxes.
You really perked up just talking about that, like with a pass deflection, with an interception, with those things against Tom Brady, but they would have a little bit more special meaning, I would assume, right, for you?
I feel like in the league, just, getting an interception anywhere would be, lovely. Tom Brady, he's like the greatest quarterback of all time. So like, but no, man, it's gonna be fun. I'm excited. Definitely.
Have you talked to some of your teammates about what it's like going up against him? What to kind of expect for? What are some of the things that they've said to you?
Yeah, like he's gonna demand the best out of us. We got to go out there and play our best game, support each other, and stay on top of things. That's really what's gonna come down to.
The snap totals can vary from week to week based on opponent matchup and packages and things like that. What have the coaches said to you relative to, hey, last week you didn't get too many defensive snaps, but...
Nothing, you just go out there and play, you know what I mean? When I get the chance, I'm going to go out there and support my team. That's basically what it comes down to, man, Snap count or not, I'm not really tripping. I'm just here to help the Dolphins, for sure.
Jevon, you mentioned your coach, obviously, at Oregon, has Miami roots, Coach Cristobal. Best qualities of him as a coach were what?
Cristobal? His passion for each player. I really think that he truly cares about each player and wants us to uphold the culture that he's established, which ultimately makes us better men, not just football players. I think that's one of his best qualities.
You said you lived with 3 safeties and a running back at Oregon. Did you learn much about the other side of the ball living with the running back?
So I'll tell you the name. So I live with Rome McKinley, which is one of my best friends. Steve Stevens, also one of my best friends, and then KJ Maduke. So KJ played running back. I didn't really try to go into the Oregon offensive scheme, but he did tell me oh, this is block protection, things like that that I didn't know. So he helped me out with that. But
impacts how you play your position. Now that you or does understanding what the offense is trying to do help
Yeah,
what he
for
was.
sure, for sure. Vice versa too. I mean, if you know the other side, then you can kind of predict what they're going to do, things like that. But you still got to be able to read your keys and react. Definitely.
We good?
All right, gents. Have a good one.
Thank you, Jevon.
Thank you.